Hello and welcome to Gamesradar's Rainbow Six Siege review. I'm Executive Editor Andy Hartup and I'm joined by Ben Griffin, who has been reviewing the game for us. So, Ben, tell us, first of all, Rainbow Six is a really long-running series for Ubisoft, loads and loads of Clancy fans out there. How is Rainbow Six by comparison to all the old Rainbow Six games?
Well, it's totally different actually. It's nothing like the last games. I think the last game was Rainbow Six Vegas 2,
That's right, yeah.
2008. That was like a kind of third-person cover shooter, largely about single player. This is probably 90% multiplayer, and basically it's all about kind of crouching in a room, fortifying it, boarding it up, and then just waiting for the attackers to come in and kind of picking them off. That does sound quite dull, but it's actually really, really thrilling.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really tense, and I played it back at Gamescom as well, and it was like every siege was really, really tense because you were always sat there waiting for the other team to breach in, or if you were the operatives coming into the house, it was always, how do I find the best route in, and do I blow down this wall, things like that. So tell us a little bit about the destruction, actually, because that is a big part of the game, especially in multiplayer. Like, how free are you to create your own entry points to a room?
You can identify the different destructible surfaces just by using common sense, really. Like concrete you can't blow down, but drywall you can, wood you can. You can like melee through wood. You can use a sledgehammer to knock down drywall. You can even, if you like whip your rifle butt through like a specific surface, you can like make a little hole and like peek through it and stuff like that. You can't knock down every wall, but you can like. At one point I used a sledgehammer and like came in through the ceiling in the kitchen and dropped on some guy's head, so you're definitely free to knock down a lot of walls, and it does open up a lot of tactical options when you can come in through most any route.
Okay, so Siege is mainly like a multiplayer game. It's really designed to work online. Do you feel like there's enough online multiplayer content to really justify the price?
Yeah, I do. Like, there's Terrorist Hunt, where you team up with 4 other operatives and you take on the AI, and the objective is always different. Like, you might have to rescue a hostage or disarm a bomb. And there's multiplayer, which is 5-on-5, and this is where the siege comes in, where you have to like fortify the locations, and that's more about like holding a room down. And that's round based, and each match lasts about 15 minutes.
Okay.
I played about an hour on one like map, which took place in a house, a suburban house, and it just felt fresh each time I played it because the hostage is in a random room each time, and it just feels like you could have like an entire match in one room, because like the threats can come from anywhere, and if the room keeps changing, the scenario just remains fresh. Plus, each map is a day and night variation, so yeah. Each map does feel fresh each time, and there's I think there's at least a dozen maps in the game, so there's a lot of locations.
Okay, I mean it does, like, that random element does sound like it gives it a bit of long-term value, and I suspect that a lot of the people who play things like Counter-Strike endlessly will get a lot out of this, because it's all about sort of the tension, the waiting, and the prep, and then it's one life per game, isn't it? You just bang, 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 and whoever's left standing is the winner. So, I think there's that competitive element to it. Now, Ben, tell us a little bit about the single player, because I know online-only games tend to get a lot of criticism for being online-only. So, what is there for the single player?
Well, unfortunately, there's not a lot really. You've got 9 single-player missions, and they last 3 or 4 minutes each. They teach you kind of about the different operators, like how to lay mines and tripwires, and how to use the sniper. But yeah, they're more like tutorials, because in the 10th mission it says, okay, now we're going to show you how to play online, head online and join up with another team. So you could get through the single player stuff in about an hour.
Right.
So there is single player stuff. Terrorist Hunt, again, you can play that single player, but you're on your own, and you don't even get AI buddies with you. So it definitely pushes you towards multiplayer. So I don't think you're going to get a lot out of it if you play on your own. You need to have 4 mates and join up with those guys, or at least strap a mic on and communicate with your team.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like the takeaway from this is play with friends, or maybe don't bother at all.
Yes, that is true.
Okie doke. Ben, what score did you give the game?
I went with a 3.5
Excellent.
because of the multiplayer is really good and it's fresh and there's nothing like it. The destruction adds a lot, and the encounters kind of unlike any other kind of strafing game. You know, Halo, Counter-Strike's all about jumping and strafing and all that. This is a fresh dynamic for multiplayer encounters. But yeah, I didn't go with the whole 5 stars because of the single player. Bit lacking.
Yeah, totally understandable. Okay, well, cheers for that, Ben. And yeah, for more videos, reviews, news, features, stay tuned to Gamesradar.com.